On behalf of Anekant Community Center and Sarvamangal Family Trust, I invite you all for today's session of Yoga and Pranayam. And I think Pranav is going to talk about compassion. Is that right, Pranav?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
please go ahead. Thank you all.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
For the first 5 minutes, let's turn everybody's video on so we can see.
Just say hello to everyone. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
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 Mom and dad. Okay, so we talked about gratitude. So basically, we are talking about we started out these sessions with the 4 pillars of health, and then we talked about mindfulness, the importance of that, and now we are talking about values that help us. And we talked about gratitude first, and now about compassion. And Nitin Bhai, you can probably talk much more about compassion than any of us can. Here is a very
from a psychiatrist's perspective and not from a philanthropist's perspective, Pranav. Thank you anyway. We just did 7 pre-surgeries yesterday.
Yeah, so
yeah, I know. I got that email. I saw that. That is wonderful.
Definitely a definition of compassion right there.
Yeah, this year we've been doing it every month. We just had to stop for 3 months because of COVID, and we restarted from June, and we're going to continue.
Wow, that's awesome.
Anyway, go on.
So what Nitin Bhai exemplifies is compassion in action. He's always forever running around the world, doing things for people who need it, and he's an example for all of us. So thank you, Nitin Bhai. So compassion, the root of the word actually comes from a Buddhist term and an Indian term, karuna. And karuna is to suffer together. When you feel somebody's pain, you see it, you feel it, and then you actually act on it. So sometimes people use empathy and compassion interchangeably, but one of the differences is that empathy is when you feel something that other person is going through, while compassion adds that active component to it, which is that you actually act on that feeling of empathy that you're feeling. So it's seeing somebody, feeling somebody's pain, and then doing something about it, or at least wanting to do something to fix that.
And really trying to understand what that person is going through, and letting it kind of almost sit in your heart, and that's where that feeling really comes from. And again, then doing something about it, or at least trying, versus just feeling it.
So the roots of compassion, probably evolutionarily, it is one of the instincts that's built into us, and it's very important evolutionary. It is, we hear much about the survival of the fittest, but the flip side of that is that we also, as a species, have learned to protect, and that's probably where it comes from. But the good news is that compassion can also be cultivated, and what is equally important, and some people would even say that uh, compassion cannot exist without first having self-compassion.
Yeah.
So feeling the ability to feel your own feelings and pain and being able to take care of yourself is equally important as taking care of other people.
It's almost like if you can't experience that, then you really truly can't experience it for others. It's only when, and this is really hard. I know it's hard for me to feel like, oh, how can I be compassionate to myself? But it really just means that you accept where you are today. And we kind of go back to mindfulness again in that sense. But accepting where you are, it doesn't mean to be just content. It just means that today you're content and you know where you are, you understand what you're feeling. Then only can you move on to something different or make a change or make yourself feel better or others feel better. But if you don't even understand or accept or acknowledge where you are or being kind to yourself or being compassionate to yourself, you can't go further. It's like you can't take that next step without knowing where you are.
So over the last 15 years we've been studying compassion, and it kind of tells us why compassion is so important. So uh, for our health. So compassion, when people are more compassionate, they are actually happier. When we help other people, it makes us happy also. Uh, Giving makes us much more happier than getting something. And when we give of ourselves, we feel more satisfied with life, happier with life. It improves our cardiac uh, functioning, reduces the reduces the risk of heart disease. It also stimulates the secretion of several hormones within our body, including oxytocin, which is very essential for feeling connected with other people and happy overall. It improves our immune system. Um, so there are a lot of advantages. It decreases our blood pressure when we are more compassionate. So there are a lot of health benefits to feeling compassionate.
It's pretty amazing. I think when we talk about pranayam, we talk about all of these ideas. All of these things can actually improve our health, and we can actually put doctors out of business if we continue to really take care of ourselves in this way and others in that sense. And of course, we'll always need them, but we at least need to go there less often. And these medications and everything that's out there usually affect one item, one problem that we have. Where these things that we're talking about, whether it's breathing techniques or mindfulness, compassion, gratitude, really affect the entire body and affect so many systems, and are pretty simple, and we have access to them. They're with us all the time.
So today we'll end with a compassion meditation, but let's do a pranayam practice first.
So I thought we would just go back to Anuloma Viloma, and I can't remember if I think we did send all this information to Nitin Bhai, and I think it's on their website. Again, if it's not, we'll make sure it is. But and we talked about how it helps to combine the right and left side of our bodies, the logical part of our body versus our minds versus the creative part. It relaxes. It's one of the really it combines and integrates like basically our whole body together. And of course, reduces blood pressure. It helps with our health. It increases our immune system. It does all of these great things that we've been talking about. So let's go ahead and get started again. We'll just stay with a long, straight spine, relaxing the shoulders. And then you will take the thumb and the ring fingers, what you're going to be using, okay? So just take a nice deep breath first, just a couple of just cleansing breaths. So just breathe in the nose and let it go. Do two more, can continue. It's helping us just let go of the tensions, thoughts, tightness in the mind, in the body, in the breath. And then we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Go ahead and plug the one side of the nose and exhale out of the left nostril. You want to stay there and inhale through the left nostril. Close both nostrils for a moment and then exhale out of the right nostril. Inhale out of the right nostril. Close both. Exhale out of the left. Inhale from the left. Close both. Exhale out of the right. Inhale from the right. Close. Exhale from the left. Continue like this for a few more breaths. And close and exhale from the right. Inhale, imagine you're breathing through the center of your forehead. Close, exhale from the left, and imagine you're exhaling from the center of your forehead. It brings a deeper sense of relaxation and peace. Maybe one more round. And then as you exhale this last one, just close your eyes, just bow your mind, and just take a moment to notice how your mind, how your body is feeling. Maybe your heart rate's a little slower. Maybe you feel a little calmer. And reminding ourselves we can do this practice any time of the day, especially if we're feeling a little frustrated, a little upset, difficult to go to sleep. So many reasons and so many benefits. And then as you come back to center, we'll just go ahead and we're going to go into a practice today. The practice today is going to be a fluid flowing practice, kind of like water. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We'll set that up. And we'll just start with a comfortable seated position. You could be seated on the chair, or you could be seated on the ground. And we'll just bring our hands to heart. Roll the shoulders down the back and just lengthen the spine. And continue with deep inhalations through the nose. And exhaling slowly out of the nose. Imagining that you are at the edge of a shore, watching waves come in and come out. Just as your breath is coming in and out. And imagining as wind is blowing around you, making the breath even deeper and stronger as the wind is becoming stronger, breathing in, let the belly fill, and slowly out of the nose. Your hands. And then just bow down towards your hands and open up the fingers, keeping the thumb and the bottom of the palms attached, and looking down into your hands, as if you're looking down into a lotus flower. This lotus flower is being nurtured by its roots or your sit bones, by the light or the warmth in your body, by air, the breath, and of course the water that surrounds it. As if you're looking deep into your own heart today, using your own wisdom in your practice.
And then as you gently close the palms and gaze up, you're going to inhale, lengthen all the way up. And exhale, have the hands come all the way around, just working as if your body is fluid like water. And inhale, lift. And exhale all the way around. And inhale, lengthen. And then exhale over to the right side, reaching over, gazing up. And then inhale, lengthen, going to the left side down, reaching, gazing up. And one more inhale to the right, gaze up, and lengthen over to the left as you reach. And then bring both hands up to the sky, inhale. And bring your hands onto your knees. And you're going to exhale, you're going to round it up, tuck the belly in, round the shoulders. And then inhale, open the collarbones, shine the heart forward. And then maybe you bend the knees here and you can stay the way you are if you're on a chair. And then exhale, rounding up, forehead to knees. Inhale, open up, gaze up. And one more time, exhale, round it up, tuck the belly in tight, really round and squeeze the heart to the back. And then as you inhale, you'll bring the hands back behind you. And then if you're here, you're going to just lift the legs up. You can stay with the hands like this, or you can come onto your forearms. It's a little easier here if that's better, right? And then you're going to lengthen, inhale, and then exhale, lift the legs up and squeeze them back in. I'm doing a couple of those. You can keep it down here if it's better. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bring it in. You can also inhale, lengthen. This is an extra work. You just press it up, exhale. And let's do one more. Inhale, lengthen down, lift it up and bring it in. And bring the hands behind the legs. Drop the shoulders, lift the heart, and then exhale, round it up, forehead to the knees. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, forehead in, round it up. Maybe you inhale, open the hands if you want to try. You can keep the legs down if you're on the chair, but it's a lot now. One more deep breath. And release. Cross the ankles, and we'll come onto all fours. So you'll do a lot of stretching in the spine if you're on the chair today. And we're just going to do some movement here, maybe rotating around in circles, getting some stretching in the shoulders and the hips, going one way and the other, and just kind of listen to the body, see what feels good to you. Rolling around, maybe the hips come all the way back and around and up, the other way. And then come back to your neutral spine. Knees are underneath the hips. And then you'll lift the right leg straight up. And you'll do some rotations here. So again, you'll rotate the knees all the way around and up. And all the way up and around. This is really working into the hip joints. We can go both ways, all the way up and down. And rotate the hips. Good. Lift that knee, press the palms into the ground. And then when we get back to the side, you're going to lengthen that leg out to the side. And lift the toe and come on up. Inhale. So we're kind of looking the same now if you're on the chair. You're going to bring the toe down and bend the knee. Hands back to heart. And again, you can make your lotus flower here if that helps with this position. And as you open up, you're going to press the arms open. You can bend that knee a little bit, yeah, and press open. But then notice you're going to keep the shoulders on top of the hips. So if you're on the chair, you can lean over because you can't move your hips. But if you're here on the ground, you're going to move the hips to the side and then exhale, bring it back in. And press open, lift the heart. And bring it. Should be feeling nice stretches in the inner thighs and your hips, outer thighs. One more, open, inhale. Then maybe lift to the sky, reach it up. And exhale, bring it back to your heart. And release the hands back down to the ground. And that right leg will straighten out to the side. And then just slide the leg back in if you're on the chair or back behind you and back in. And we'll go to the other side. So this time, my left knee will lift straight up, press the heel to the sky, And then lift that knee to the side and all the way around and rotate that left hip. Good. And another option, just for those who like to stand and do something, you can also do all of this from standing. So that's another option for people who like to be standing. Okay. One more time, I'm gonna go back around one way and the other. And then you'll lengthen that leg out. Bring the heel up and come on up to gate pose. So we're on the other side this time. And just noticing my shoulder, my hip, my knee are all in one line. Hands to heart. And as I drop my toe down, I'll bend my knees. You're gonna inhale, lengthen, and then try and keep my shoulder and my hip lined up. So for example, I don't want to be here if I'm on the ground. If you're on the chair, it's fine. You're gonna be here. And then come back in. And open up, inhale. And exhale. And one more, inhale, reach it out. And lift it all the way up to the sky, lift the heart. And exhale back to center. Release the hands underneath your shoulders and lengthen the left leg straight out. And you're gonna bring that left leg all the way back behind you and bring it back in. And again, a little bit more movement here. Just bring your hands slightly forward. You're gonna exhale, hinge it back like you're going to child pose. And then inhale, come all the way forward. Bend the elbows so you can do a little push-up. Maybe you just bend a little bit, or maybe you bring the forehead down and flow all the way back. Exhale, press it back. And inhale, forward, a little push-up. Remember, shoulders back, neck is long, reaching the forehead to the mat. And lift, and one more. Exhale, press it back. And then this time, come back up. You'll stay like this if you prefer to do chaturanga with your knees, or you'll let the legs come out into plank pose. So if you're in plank, tuck the tailbone under, press the belly in, and then come forward on your toes, or stay on your knees, and come all the way down to the ground. Exhale. Release the feet to the ground, and then you're going to bring your hands out to the side. So if you're on the chair, you can bring your arms out just to the sides of your thighs. As you press into the ground, you're going to inhale, lift, and gaze over the left shoulder, opening up. So look, you can bring your elbows out to the side, yeah, and then lift the chest and gaze over the left shoulder, and release. And then lift and gaze over the right shoulder. And release. And then this time, you're going to stretch the arms out in front of you. So inhale, lengthen, squeeze the belly into the spine, squeeze the pubic bone down. If you're on the ground, lift your chest open and your head and your, yes, and your arms higher, but straight. Sorry, yeah. And then exhale, come on down. Release. Let's do it again. And flow right over. Reach the hands up and forward. Squeeze the belly in. Lengthen the arms. Deep breath into locust pose. And release. Hands will come next to the armpits. You'll press your body up and all the way back into your child pose. Letting it go for a moment here. Hips are into the heels. Lengthen the arms forward and press the chest and forehead to the mat. Press the palms down. Take a deep breath. One more deep breath. And then walk the hands. Well, as you just turn the toes under, lift the knees up, and we'll go into downward dog. So you can stay like this for a moment and stretch the spine, and then press the hips up and back, and then just press one heel down and press the other heel down. Good. Yeah. So you can lift the toes up and down if you're on the chair. You can just stretch into the backs of the legs. And then come onto your toes. Inhale. And then all the way forward and down. Remember, you can drop the knees anytime and come all the way forward and down. And lift back up. Exhale. So going from plank to back to downward dog. One more time. Lift up Stay on your knees if that's better, flowing all the way down to plank. And lift back up, exhale. Good. And then stretching into that right leg and lift and bend the knee and just rotate again. Work a few circles here. So if you're on the chair, you might even stand up and just do some circles from the back and press it back, right? And if you're on the downward dog, you can do the same thing from here. And rotate a little bit the other way. And release. And lift to the other side. So this time your left leg will lift. You'll bend the left knee and make some circles here. So really just today warming up the hips a lot, warming up the quads. You can do it in front, you can do it from the other way, and you can even do it on the chair. You can even kind of just go in and out with the legs opening up the hips. And then gaze forward, come back down with your heels, sorry. Press the belly in, lengthen the spine. Good. Bring your forehead towards your shins. Lift your hips up high. Downward dog. Gaze forward to bend the knees. And then bring the right leg out to the outside of your right hand. Left leg to the outside of the left hand. And then go into Malasana squat. There we are. If you're on the chair, you could just bring your knees out to the side until, yeah, perfect. And then open up the inner thighs. You can bring your hands behind the head. Open the elbows. Inhale. Exhale, round it up. Bring the forehead and the crown of the head towards the ground. Stretching the upper back of the neck. Inhale, open up the elbows to the side. Press them out. Good. Exhale, round and bring it down. Inhale, lift and open. And release the hands. Going to open up the heels to the back. And we're just going to let our bodies just hang here for a moment. Just stretching into the back of the legs. And you can kind of sway side to side. Stretching into the hamstrings. If you're on the chair, you can maybe just keep your legs all the way down. Yes. One more deep breath. Then come on up. You're going to bring your arms out. Open up in here. Inhale. And then exhale. Press it back. Press the elbows towards the back of the spine. And then inhale. Open. Exhale. Press it back. Inhale. Open. And release. Bring your feet slightly in. You can do this sitting still or standing. You can hold on to a chair and just rotate the arms back a few times. Opening up the shoulders as if you're swimming in that water. And then the left hand over to the right. Gaze up. And left hand comes down. Right hand lifts and reach. Gaze up. And come back to center. Take a moment here. Roll the shoulders down the back. Take a breath and just listen and become aware of the sound and the rhythm, the strength of your breath. And we're going to go straight into a flow today from here, and really a nice flowy flow. And some of it might be done standing on a chair if you're not able to do some of it from seating. So here we go.
Do I need to be here?
We'll try. Okay. Inhale, lift it straight up. And exhale, partial straight namaskar, all the way back down, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen halfway, press the chest forward, heart is shining. Exhale, bring the hands down and bring one leg straight back and one knee down. And lift on up. So this, let me just show you, if you're doing the standing and you want a stretch in your quads and hip flexors, the other option here would be to hold on to that leg. I'll just show you the left leg. So you can press that knee back and get the same stretch as we're getting here on the ground. Okay. And then inhale, lift, open up. Exhale, come around and bring the forehead around the back. One more time. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, round it up, forehead to the knee. And then from here, you're going to lift the right knee off the mat, or you can keep the knee on the ground. Either way is fine. My right hand will be next to my left, and my left arm will reach forward. Inhale. All the way up and around. Exhale. And then come forward, reach it up, and all the way back. And one more. Inhale, lengthen. And then your choice, you can drop this knee and go to side plank. And I'm going to be on the opposite side. I apologize that my back is to you. So I will switch it around. Or you could have done a complete side plank by lengthening the bottom leg as well. Okay. And then exhaling, reaching it down, and inhale, lift. So same thing here. You can just do it from here. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And if you're on the chair, you can be on the chair and just tuck it under and open up. Inhale. And one more. Exhale, reach. And inhale, lift. And bring your left hand back down. Good. We're going to come all the way back to center, to plank or to knees. Let's finish our flow, our Surya Namaskar, or partial with an A only. And exhale, coming down to the ground halfway. Inhale, lift to upward dog. And exhale, hips are up and back, downward dog. And just take a moment here. Remember, you can always come back to your knees. You can come back to child pose if it feels better. Listen to what is good for you. And then gaze forward, or we'll just actually bring the other leg forward. So this time, my left leg comes forward, and my right knee comes down. And we'll do the same stretch. I think I made the mistake with other leg. Here we go. So, here we go. My right leg is forward, left knee is bent. So if you're here on the chair, you can bend that left leg, and you'll bring that left knee back. Is that right? Yeah. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Press it open. Exhale, come around, bring your forehead to the knee. Inhale, lift. As you lift, if you're on the ground with me, bring your hips down and forward and stretch the inner thighs, stretch the hip flexors open. And exhale, round. And inhale, bring that left knee slightly in. And I'm going to go into side plank again. So here we go. Right leg out. And inhale, lift. So you're going to go to side plank with the bent knee. Or you can go to side plank with both legs straight. As you exhale, round it up, bring the one arm underneath. And inhale, reach to the sky. If you're on your knee, the same thing is happening. Exhale. Inhale, reach the sky. And one more. Exhale, round. And inhale, lengthen. And finally, the right hand comes all the way back down. Bring that left leg all the way back behind you. And exhale, downward dog. Just take a moment again. Gaze forward. Bend the knees and then bring your feet in towards your hands. And then sit your hips really down low. Make sure the knees don't go in front of the ankle or in front of the knee, toes. And lift the arms up in a chair pose. So you could be here, you could be seated, or you can come right off the chair just like a couple inches and hold it there as well. And then exhale, flow it back. Press the palms back. Stretch the triceps. Inhale in and keep your body low. Exhale, press it back. And inhale, lift. Stay here and then just interlace the fingers. Press the palms to the sky. And exhale, round it up. Bring the hands down. Inhale, press up to the sky. This time, exhale, bring the palms into the chest. Round it up. Good. Inhale, press open. Exhale, press it in, squeeze it in. This is great for breath and getting more air into the lungs. Inhale, press. And exhale, let it go. And all the way back up and release.
About 10 minutes.
And relax.
8 minutes.
Going back to Tadasana again.
8.
We'll just go into a second simple flow. And Pranav's going to leave because I get ready for his meditation, and I'll show you both options. And it's the next flow. Here we go. So this time we'll do chair pose, Utkatasana. And again, if you're here, you can just hold on and just kind of shift up off the chair, or you can bring your hands in front. Exhale, forward bend. Bring your forehead towards the shins. Inhale, halfway up. Halfway up. And exhale, coming all the way down to the ground. And again, bring the right leg back. Okay, hold it here. Couple options for you. You can keep the knee down or the knee up. We're going to go into another really fluid flow. So drop the hips a little. You got to press into that front leg and then lift the arms up. Inhale, press it back. And then as you come down, you're going to keep this back heel up and straighten out the front knee. We're going to do that one more time. So come all the way back down. Inhale, gaze up. And let's do it again. And I'll do it on the chair this time. So you can come up. Inhale, open. Exhale, straighten out that leg, stretch it out. And inhale, open again. Right? So that's the work. And finally, one more time, come all the way down and bring your hands to the inside of that front leg, which is the left leg. And we're going to do some more work here. And I'll show you what to do on the chair in a moment. Bring your hands forward and bring your back knee down, coming onto fingertips. And again, you're going to exhale, round it up. Inhale, gaze up. So let's do that on the chair. Continue like that if you're on the ground. If you're here, bring that leg on the thigh and then exhale, round and inhale, open. And exhale, round and inhale, open. And one more, exhale, round. And we're going to open it back up. This time I'm going to lift that back leg up and walk the hands. Let's stay here. And you're going to lift this arm up and go to warrior two. So I like to do the warriors. If you're on this chair, you can do a warrior as well. You can be on the very edge. You're just straighten out one leg and bend the other. And you're here in warrior. So it's a perfect place to be, even if you're on the chair. And I'm just going to stay here. For those who are standing, make sure you're in the same place. And then inhale, lift, straighten out the leg. And exhale, go back to warrior, right? So here we are. If you're on the chair, and if you're here up with me, you're going to inhale, lift the toe. Exhale, back to warrior two. If you're in warrior two, remember the hips and shoulders are lined up. The inner thigh is pressing back. Just that one more time. If you're on the chair, see how it looks. Inhale, lift. Straighten out the leg with the heel. And exhale, warrior two. And then all the way up, lift the left hand, reversing. And exhale, side angle. So everything that we're doing can be done here on your chair. Inhale, lift it up. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. And one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, come all the way back down to the ground. And this time you're going to just take the left leg back and go back to downward dog. So remember, when you're on the chair, your downward dog is having the similar benefits because you're going to have your legs out and pressing forward, stretching the backs of the legs. Arms are strong and straight as if you're pushing into the air instead of the earth. And then from here, you're going to take the right leg forward. And we're going to do that again. So starting here, you're going to lift up, round the back, tuck the tailbone under, and come all the way up. Inhale, round it up. Keep that left heel back up, and then lengthen that right knee, getting a stretch in the back of the leg. And inhale, look forward. We'll do that one more time. I'll show you on the chair. Here we go. And you're going to lift up. Inhale, lift, round it up. Exhale, straighten out that leg and stretch the chin forward, stretching the back of that leg. And then back to heart open. Staying there in low lunge. If you're on the chair, you'll go to warrior 2 on the other side. So here we are in warrior 2 on the other side. You're on the edge of the chair. Left leg is straight, right knee is bent. And if we're here, we're going to cartwheel all the way up and warrior 2. There we go. So we were doing this on the chair as well. You'll inhale, lift. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Make sure you're not leaning over to one side or hanging out. You really want to be strong and straight and strong spine. And if you're here on the chair, you're going to lift up and release. One more. Lift up with the heel and release. Reversing all the way. Remember to do this if you're standing as well. And release. Taking your time, really move with your breath. Move with the fluidity that you feel. So release. And inhale. And last one. Feet together. And from here, we're just going to walk the feet in and come all the way down. So I'll come into a little squat and just round up one more time as you exhale. If you're here on the chair, you can round up and just bring it in. And then we're going to go ahead and gently roll it down. We're going to open up the hips as they're lying down today and keep your head in. So as you roll down, you'll feel the belly touching. Feel the low back touching the mat. All the way down as low as you can. And then bring the legs up. Press the feet to the side. Drop the shoulders down. Just take some deep breaths. This is an amazing way to help with your nervous system, cardiovascular system, digestive system. And then just bend the knee. And then bring the right ankle onto your left thigh. Open up this right leg. And gently bring that leg into the chest. Okay, so I'll show you on the chair. It's a sleeping pigeon. We've done this before on the chair. The ankle on the chair and exhaling forward bend. Stretching into this right glute. So make sure we're not rounding up and letting go completely, but actually opening the heart, pressing forward.
I'm not sure if your mic cut off, but we can't hear you.
Okay, how about now?
That's better.
And lift the leg.
Can you say something?
And squeeze this in. Remember, if you're on the chair, your left ankle will be on right thigh. And you'll forward bend, getting a stretch in your hips and glutes. And can you guys hear me now, or is it still no volume?
No, this is good.
Okay. And then we're going to just close our eyes for a moment. Maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, getting ready for your meditation. But just stilling the mind and body. Just as when water is in force and very active, it's very muddy. But when it's calm and still, you can see to the bottom, you can see inside yourself. So just take this moment and just quiet the mind as we start with our meditation. You can always come back to seated if that's better for you. Namaste.
So stay seated or lying down in a comfortable position. And just take a few deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting go of all the worries and tensions of the day. Letting your body relax. Now returning to your normal breath, but keeping your attention focused on your breath. And this can be wherever you feel your breath the most. So it could be in your nostrils, your throat, or in the rising and falling of your chest. We are often most critical of our own selves. As we said before, compassion starts with self-compassion. So if we are not good to ourselves, it is hard to be good to other people and to feel their pain. So if you want, take your right hand and put it on your chest, on your heart, and let yourself feel the compassion in your heart for yourself and for everybody else. Let your heart get filled up with love and compassion for yourself. And silently repeat these words in your own head and in your own way. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live a long and peaceful, happy life. And repeat these words a few times. And let your body feel that love for yourself. Now, bring to mind somebody close to you, somebody who brings love to your life. And with that person in your head, with the image of that person in your mind, repeat these words to yourself. May they be happy. May they feel safe. May they live a long and fulfilling life. And now, maybe bring to mind all your loved ones, your extended family, your friends. And keeping them in mind, and with love and compassion in your heart, say these words in your own mind. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May all of them live a long and fulfilling life. And now expanding this compassion and love towards all living and beings on this earth. Say to yourself, may every living being on this earth be healthy, be happy, be safe. Namaste from Parul and me. We'll see you next Thursday. Thank you for joining us.